Prince Olumide gazes at the human world from the depths of Lake Anuli. His mother, Queen Obanj, warns him about the consequences of breaking the sacred law. Olumide struggles with the weight of his royal duties and longs for freedom. He secretly admires humans for their simplicity and emotions. A fellow water spirit, Odora, who is infatuated with Olumide, overhears his musings about humans and grows jealous. She begins plotting ways to win his heart. Olumide, despite the warnings, swims to the lake surface to watch a human festival at night. He is entranced by the sight of Ifeoma singing under the moonlight. Ifeoma is known as a young, hardworking woman with a captivating voice but a tragic past. Her father died mysteriously near the lake years ago, and her family barely survives by farming. Some villagers gossip about Ifeoma's beauty and talent, with women envious of her attention from suitors. Her cousin Adana, bitter about losing a suitor to Ifeoma, spreads rumors that she uses charms to captivate men. Ifeoma feels an unexplainable pull toward the lake, where she sings her heart out. Villagers warn her about the spirits, but she dismisses their fears. Olumide secretly listens to Ifeoma's song and feels an irresistible urge to reveal himself, though he holds back for fear of scaring her. Ifeoma carries heavy water pots home, struggling as her younger brother, Obi, playfully runs ahead. Olumide, disguised as a handsome traveler, offers to help. They exchange small talk, with Ifeoma sensing there's something strange about him. His eyes seem to reflect the lake's shimmering light. Adana sees them together and becomes furious, reporting Ifeoma to her mother. Ifeoma's grandmother, Mama Udu, performs a protective ritual that night. Olumide promises to see Ifeoma again, his heart torn between his growing feelings and the knowledge that he's breaking the sacred law. Mama Udu recalls the ancient tales of water spirits seducing humans and the disasters that followed. She warns Ifeoma to stay away from the lake and strangers. The shaman, Ezioka, warns the villagers that the spirits are restless, citing strange occurrences, crops failing near the lake and eerie noises at night. Back in the underwater kingdom, Olumide is summoned to the Council of Water Spirits, where they chastise him for visiting the human world. Odora tries to expose his fascination with Ifeoma but fails to provide proof. Olumide defiantly vows to keep his human encounters a secret, unaware that Odora is now spying on him. Ifeoma sneaks out at dawn to the lake, where she meets Olumide. He enchants the area to make it feel secluded and magical. They share stories of their worlds. Ifeoma speaks of her dreams of freedom, while Olumide hints at the burdens of royalty. The village youths, led by Adana's brother, begin to suspect Ifeoma's absences. They plan to follow her one morning to uncover her secret. As Ifeoma and Olumide grow closer, he fights the urge to reveal his true identity, fearing rejection. Olumide is summoned by Queen Obanj to face the council. She accuses him of betraying their realm, warning him that love with a human will doom both worlds. Olumide defends himself, claiming he's merely curious about humans. Odora, jealous and suspicious, vows to catch him breaking the law. The spirits discuss an ancient prophecy that foretells a union between a human and water spirit bringing balance, or destruction. Olumide is forbidden from returning to the surface, but his heart yearns for Ifeoma. Olumide defies the council and returns to Ifeoma, this time enchanting her song so that it resonates with magical beauty. Ifeoma's voice begins to heal the sick and bring peace to restless spirits. Villagers are amazed but grow wary of her newfound power. Ifeoma becomes the target of jealousy and fear. Adana and others whisper that she's cursed, causing tension in the village. Olumide realizes that his gifts to Ifeoma have unintended consequences, but he cannot stop himself from wanting to protect her. Ifeoma and Olumide's relationship deepens. They share a tender moment at the hidden shore, with Olumide promising to always protect her. Adana and her friends secretly follow Ifeoma but are unable to see Olumide due to his enchantments. They report their findings to the shaman, Ezioka. Olumide starts to see visions of his mother's wrath in the water and knows his time is running out. Ifeoma begins to suspect that Olumide is more than human, but her heart tells her to trust him. The shaman warns the village elders that Ifeoma's connection to the lake is unnatural. He insists that she be kept away from the water to avoid angering the spirits. Ifeoma's family is torn between their love for her and their fear of the shaman's warnings. Mama Udu secretly performs rituals to protect her. Olumide debates whether to confess his true identity to Ifeoma, fearing her reaction. Odora, now furious, curses Ifeoma's voice, causing her to weaken each time she sings. Ifeoma falls ill after singing at a village celebration, alarming her family. The villagers begin to distance themselves from her. To heal Ifeoma, Olumide secretly blesses her with a part of his life force, weakening himself in the process. Queen Obanj discovers Olumide's actions and threatens to drag him back to the depths by force. Ifeoma, now healed, confronts Olumide about his true nature. Their love is tested as Olumide prepares to reveal his secret. During a heavy storm, Olumide rushes to rescue Ifeoma, who is trapped near the lake. In his desperation, he transforms back into his water spirit form to save her from drowning. Ifeoma, terrified but grateful, demands to know who or what he truly is. Olumide reluctantly admits he is the prince of the water spirits. The storm destroys part of the village, and the villagers blame Ifeoma, calling her cursed. Adana stirs further suspicion, claiming Ifeoma's sickness and the storm are signs of her connection to the spirits. Ifeoma wrestles with her feelings. She loves Olumide but fears what his word might mean for her. Odora, enraged by Olumide's love for Ifeoma, intensifies the curse on Ifeoma's voice. Ifeoma can now barely speak without pain, let alone sing. Olumide seeks out an elder spirit, Baba Nedo, for a way to break the curse. Baba warns that lifting the curse would require Olumide to sacrifice his connection to the water world forever. Ifeoma becomes a recluse, avoiding the lake and the villagers. Her family worries as her once vibrant spirit dims. Olumide promises Ifeoma he will find a way to save her, no matter the cost. The villagers, now fully convinced Ifeoma is cursed, demand she leave the community. Adana leads the accusations, backed by the shaman, Ezioka. Mama Odu defends her granddaughter, recalling the prophecy of a union between a human and a water spirit. Her words sow doubt among some villagers, but others dismiss her as senile. Olumide witnesses the hostility toward Ifeoma but knows revealing himself would only make things worse. Ifeoma decides to leave the village temporarily, not wanting her family to suffer further, but Olumide insists on accompanying her. Queen Obanj learns of the escalating tension in the human world and blames Olumide for destabilizing the balance between their realms. The water spirits begin to show their anger, fishermen find their nets empty, wells dry up, and crops near the lake fail. The villagers grow desperate, turning to Ezioka for answers. Odora manipulates the shaman into believing that sacrificing Ifeoma will appease the spirits. The shaman rallies the villagers for a dangerous ritual. Olumide, sensing the growing danger, prepares to defend Ifeoma at all costs. Olumide reveals his plan to Ifeoma. He will plead with the water spirits for a chance to lift the curse and end the growing chaos. Ifeoma fears he will never return. The villagers, led by the shaman, march toward the lake, intent on offering Ifeoma as a sacrifice. Mama Odu stands in their way, buying time for Olumide to act. Olumide confronts Queen Obanj and the council, pleading for mercy. Queen Obanj gives him an ultimatum: return to the depths forever, or face banishment and certain death as a martyr. Olumide chooses to return to the depths, leaving Ifeoma heartbroken but safe. Back in the Water Kingdom, Olumide faces judgment for breaking the sacred law. He is stripped of his princely title but spared death due to Queen Obanj's lingering love for her son. Ifeoma, now alone in the village, struggles to recover. She tries to sing but finds her voice still cast. Adana, feeling triumphant, attempts to court one of Ifeoma's former suitors but faces rejection. Her bitterness grows as she sees the villagers' pity for Ifeoma. Olumide secretly escapes the depths, determined to find a way to return to Ifeoma. Olumide visits Bobanedo again, who reveals that the only way to heal Ifeoma's voice is through an ancient ritual that requires a sacrifice from both of them. Ifeoma begins to hear whispers in her dreams, urging her to return to the lake. She feels torn between fear and longing. The villagers begin to see strange omens, fish appearing in dry wells, the lake glowing at night, making them question whether Ifeoma is cursed or blessed. Olumide and Ifeoma meet again at the hidden shore, preparing for the dangerous ritual. Odora, furious at Olumide's defiance, visits Ezioka and reveals Olumide's true identity, inciting the villagers to take up arms against him. The villagers ambush Olumide and Ifeoma at the lake, capturing Ifeoma and dragging her back to the village. Olumide, weakened by his repeated trips to the surface, struggles to fight back. Mama Udu pleads for mercy but is ignored. Ifeoma is tied up in preparation for the sacrificial ritual, as Olumide vows to save her. Olumide calls upon the spirits to intervene, invoking the ancient prophecy. Queen Obanj arrives with the council, halting the villagers' ritual. Queen Obanj declares that both humans and spirits have violated the balance, and only Ifeoma's willingness to sacrifice herself can restore peace. Ifeoma, in tears, offers her life, but Olumide refuses to let her die. He steps forward to take her place. The spirits and villagers are left in stunned silence as Olumide begins the ritual, risking his immortality to save the woman he loves. Odora, seeing her plans unravel, summons a dark force to attack both the villagers and spirits. Chaos ensues as shadow creatures rise from the lake. Olumide fights alongside both the villagers and his mother's forces, proving his loyalty to both worlds. Ifeoma finds her voice again, singing a powerful song that weakens the shadow creatures. The battle ends with Odora banished, but Olumide collapses, his life force nearly depleted. With Odora banished, the water spirits and villagers realize the need to forge a truce to prevent further destruction. Queen Obanj declares that the balance can only be restored if both worlds agree to a binding alliance, but old grudges and fears resurface among the villagers. Adana tries to manipulate the situation by convincing the villagers that Ifeoma and Olumide's love is the true source of their troubles. Ifeoma stands before the village and spirits, pledging to serve as a bridge between the two worlds if they can learn to trust one another. Queen Obanj, though moved by Olumide and Ifeoma's love, feels betrayed by her son's actions and the disruption he caused to the Water Kingdom. She gives Olumide one final test: return to the Water Kingdom forever, or sever his connection to the spirits and live as a mortal with Ifeoma. Ifeoma begs the queen for mercy, offering herself as a sacrifice to prove her love. The queen is impressed but unmoved. Olumide chooses mortality, renouncing his claim to the throne. The queen agrees but warns him that this choice is irreversible. The villagers witness Olumide's transformation as he sheds his immortal essence, becoming fully human. Some villagers remain wary of him, but others are awed by his sacrifice. Mama Udu uses this moment to share the prophecy of unity, swaying some doubters. Adana, refusing to accept Ifeoma's happiness, storms away and vows revenge, though she now stands isolated from the community. Ifeoma and Olumide begin their new life together, but the challenges of living in the human world loom ahead. Ifeoma regains her full voice, her song now carrying a magical harmony that calms the villagers and brings life to the crops and the lake. The villagers, seeing the benefits of peace with the spirits, begin to reconcile with Ifeoma and Olumide. A rival village, hearing of the lake's renewed prosperity, plans to exploit its resources, leading to tensions that Ifeoma and Olumide must mediate. Ifeoma's song spreads hope, and the lake becomes a symbol of harmony between humans and spirits. Olumide adapts to human life, learning to farm and fish with the villagers. His clumsiness amuses the children but endears him to the community. Ifeoma's cousin Adana, still bitter, leaves the village and seeks out dark forces to exact her revenge. The village shaman, Ezioka, warns that peace is fragile and must be protected from both human greed and lingering spiritual unrest. Ifeoma and Olumide find happiness in their simple life, but shadows of the past linger. Ifeoma discovers she is pregnant, and the news spreads joy and unease throughout the village. Some villagers fear the child will bring more trouble, while others see it as a sign of unity and blessing. Mama Udu dreams of a child with extraordinary powers, warning Ifeoma and Olumide to prepare for challenges ahead. The baby is born under a full moon, with an aura of magic that hints at her dual heritage. The child, named Anolai, grows quickly and displays unusual traits. Her laughter can calm storms, and her tears cause flowers to bloom. The villagers grow divided over whether Anolai is a blessing or a potential danger. The water spirits send subtle signs of their presence, leaving gifts near the lake for Anolai. Queen Obanj watches silently, her emotions conflicted. Anolai's powers intensify, and the villagers begin to question how much control Olumide and Ifeoma truly have over her. Anolai's powers draw the attention of outsiders, including a wandering mystic who claims she is destined to rule both worlds. Ifeoma and Olumide struggle to raise Anolai in a way that honors both her human and spirit heritage. Anolai accidentally reveals her powers during a village celebration, causing panic among some villagers and admiration among others. Olumide and Ifeoma decide to seek guidance from Queen Obanj, knowing they cannot navigate this alone. A mysterious man arrives in the village, claiming to be a prophet with knowledge of Anolai's destiny. The man gains influence among the fearful villagers, calling for Anolai to be sent away to protect the community. Ifeoma and Olumide suspect the man is connected to Odora's dark forces, but they lack proof. The prophet convinces a small faction of villagers to turn against Anolai, setting the stage for a new conflict. Anolai is taken by water spirits to undergo a ritual proving her worth as a bridge between worlds. Ifeoma and Olumide are barred from interfering, leaving them in anguish as they wait for her return. The villagers, fearing they have lost Anolai forever, begin to turn on Ifeoma and Olumide again. Anolai emerges from the lake with newfound strength and wisdom, but also a warning that a greater darkness is coming. Odora, now allied with shadow creatures from the underworld, leads an attack on the village and the lake. Olumide and Ifeoma rally the villagers and water spirits to defend their homes. Anolai uses her powers to shield the children. Adana returns, lured by Odora's promises of power, only to realize she is a pawn in a much larger plan. The battle begins, with the fate of both worlds hanging in the balance. Olumide, though mortal, uses his knowledge of the water spirits to lead a counterattack. Anolai faces a moral dilemma: should she use her immense power, knowing it might hurt both humans and spirits? Ifeoma sings a powerful song that weakens Odora's forces, but the effort leaves her gravely weakened. Olumide confronts Odora in a final showdown, risking his life to save both worlds. Anolai, seeing her parents' sacrifice, fully embraces her powers and defeats Odora, banishing her to the underworld forever. The shadow creatures vanish, and the balance between the human and spirit worlds is restored. Anolai becomes a symbol of unity, but her role as a bridge between worlds means her journey is just beginning. As dawn breaks over the battlefield, the villagers and water spirits tend to the wounded. The shadow creatures have disappeared, leaving the village in ruins but with a glimmer of hope. Anolai, overwhelmed by the destruction her powers help stop, vows to use her gifts to rebuild the village and protect both worlds. Some villagers, though grateful for the victory, remain uneasy about Anolai's growing power. Adana, wounded and regretful, tries to make amends but is shunned. Queen Obanj arrives to congratulate Anolai, recognizing her as a bridge between the human and spirit world. She offers her blessings but warns that true harmony requires constant vigilance. The villagers begin rebuilding their homes with the help of water spirits, marking the first time the two groups have worked together. A group of elders argues that relying on the spirits will make the village dependent, while younger villagers see the alliance as a new beginning. Ifeoma, Olumide, and Anolai work together to rebuild their home, deepening their bond after the chaos. Anolai uses her powers to help regrow crops and repair the lake, earning the trust of more villagers. Adana, shunned by the village for her betrayal, helps secretly during the reconstruction, hoping to earn forgiveness. Some villagers, especially Ezioka, refuse to forgive her, blaming her for inviting Odora's darkness. Adana visits Ifeoma, apologizing tearfully for her jealousy and hatred. Ifeoma forgives her, but their relationship remains strained. Adana decides to leave the village, seeking a fresh start elsewhere and carrying the lessons she learned. Queen Obanj calls Anolai to the lake, presenting her with a gift, a sacred amulet that will help her control her powers and maintain balance between the two worlds. Anolai must choose whether to stay in the village or embrace her destiny as a protector of both realms, which would require her to travel far from home. Ifeoma and Olumide struggle with the thought of losing their daughter, but they know she must fulfill her destiny. Anolai accepts the amulet, promising to use it wisely and return to her family whenever she can. The water spirits and villagers hold a feast to celebrate their newfound alliance, but tensions remain beneath the surface. A stubborn elder insists on maintaining old ways, warning that the spirits will turn on them again if given too much trust. A minor argument during the feast escalates, showing that the wounds of the past will take time to heal. Olumide delivers a heartfelt speech about unity, urging both sides to embrace the new era of cooperation. Anolai begins training with Queen Obanj, learning to control her powers and understand her connection to the spirit world. The rigorous training takes a toll on Anolai, and she questions whether she is truly ready for the responsibility. Ifeoma visits her daughter at the lake, encouraging her with stories of her own struggles and resilience. Anolai gains renewed determination, promising to honor her parents' sacrifices. Olumide is asked to join the village council, becoming the first former spirit to hold such a position. Some council members distrust him, believing he will favor the spirits over the villagers. A young villager, inspired by Olumide's story, asks him to teach him about the water spirits, symbolizing a generational shift in attitudes. Olumide proves his worth by resolving a dispute over fishing rights, earning the respect of the council. Strange occurrences begin to plague the village again, crops fail, and eerie voices are heard near the lake at night. The villagers fear that Odora's curse might not be fully broken. Anolai investigates and discovers remnants of dark energy in the lake's depths. Anolai warns the villagers and spirits that they must work together to purify the lake, or the darkness could return. The mysterious prophet who once tried to turn the villagers against Anolai returns, claiming to have changed his ways. While some villagers are willing to forgive him, others suspect he is hiding a darker agenda. The prophet offers to help purify the lake, but Anolai senses he might be manipulating them for his own gain. Anolai decides to keep a close watch on him, even as she reluctantly accepts his assistance. The purification ritual begins, requiring both villagers and spirits to work in perfect harmony. Old resentments resurface during the ritual, threatening to derail their efforts. Anolai steps in, using her powers to calm both sides and ensure the ritual succeeds. The lake is purified, and the lingering traces of Odora's darkness are finally erased, but at the cost of Anolai's amulet losing some of its power. Queen Obanj gives Anolai a final warning that peace between humans and spirits is fragile and must be constantly nurtured. Anolai begins to feel the weight of her role as a protector, wondering if she can live up to everyone's expectations. Ifeoma and Olumide assure their daughter that they will always support her, no matter what challenges lie ahead. Anolai resolves to continue her journey, knowing that her family's love is her greatest strength. The village thrives under the renewed alliance with the water spirits, with both sides learning to coexist peacefully. Ifeoma sings a song of hope at the lake, joined by the villagers and spirits in a beautiful moment of unity. Anolai sets off on a journey to help other villages in need, leaving her parents with a promise to return. Olumide and Ifeoma grow older, becoming respected elders in the village. Their story becomes a cherished legend, passed down through generations. Younger villagers seek their guidance, asking how they overcame so many obstacles to build a lasting peace. Olumide and Ifeoma reflect on their journey, proud of the world they helped create. Ifeoma's songs become renowned, inspiring other villages to seek harmony with the spirits in their regions. Anolai's travels bring her into contact with other spirit-human communities, where she spreads her parents' message of unity. The lake becomes a sacred site, visited by humans and spirits alike as a symbol of peace. Olumide, now an old man, spends his days near the lake, reminiscing about his youth and adventures. Ifeoma, still vibrant, sings one last song for him as they watch the sun set over the water. Olumide passes away peacefully, leaving behind a legacy of courage and love. Anolai returns to the village, now a leader in her own right, and vows to continue her parents' work. The villagers honor Olumide and Ifeoma with a festival, celebrating the unity they brought. Anolai takes her place as a guardian of the lake, ready to face the challenges of the future. Ifeoma, now old and surrounded by family, visits the lake one last time, feeling Olumide's presence in the water. She sings softly, her voice carrying across the water, as she joins her beloved in spirit. The story ends with the lake glowing under the moonlight, a symbol of their everlasting love and the harmony they inspire.